You know, it's really great when you find a truck, an American Truck Simulator, that you just genuinely like to drive. So much so that you would buy a used one or buy one on a budget and fix it up just to enjoy driving it. And that is exactly what I want to do today. Here, at my home screen here, you can see the current truck I'm driving. It's a Peterbilt 379, and I really like this truck a lot. I like the Peterbilt trucks a lot. So what I want to do is take my $118,000 up here and get another one of these Peterbilt trucks with just, used or just in its base condition, not all modified, and enjoy it the way that it is. Now, why don't I just take this one here and just strip it down and pretend like it's a different truck? Well, because it's not. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you know that feeling of really enjoying something and wanting to build it up from scratch all over again, then you know what I mean. Plus, there's another thing. I want a one for a different purpose. I want to build one for like heavy hauling. I want a truck specifically built for heavy hauling, but I want to get it used on the cheap and have fun with it that way. So let's see what we can find. American Truck Simulator. We're going to try used trucks and see if there's one used for sale. I mean, I hope so, right? Because otherwise this video will still be good and I'm going to find a way. Okay, so there's not one for sale. Well, there's a 389, but I'm using a modded 389. I want to use that one, and this is the in-game one. So there is that. I could buy this. Actually, no, I can't because, okay, it's $11,000 more than what I have. So I can't anyway, but I want to use the modded 389 that I have because I like my truck. All right, fair enough. So I have another idea. I wouldn't have done this if I didn't have a backup. My backup is, can we buy a used one and strip enough parts off it to get it down to $118,000? I'm willing to start with a bargain basement 389 and build it up into a heavy hauler. I don't know. So we're going to go to, truck dealers. We're going to go to the mod dealer, Peterbilt, and we want this guy right here, 389. Now, starting price is $185,000. Do we think I can trim like 70 grand off it? I think it's definitely worth a shot. So let's go to customize configuration. And this is where the fun really begins. I think this is fun. I want to see if I can strip 70 grand off this truck. And, we might just be able to, and might just have a really great starter truck for a heavy haul build. I've got some ideas for a heavy haul build, and I've chosen this truck. Plus, I just happen to really like it. So, first thing we're going to want to do is let's strip off. Well, let's take it down to a day cab. We're going to lose some money right there. All right, 158,000. Okay. Well, let's take the chassis down. Now, ultimately, I've picked this truck ultimately for a heavy haul build. I'd like to have this chassis right here. I think this chassis is just begging to be like a heavy haul load, chassis. I've got ideas in my head for where I want to go with it, but we can't do that right now. We need to drop as much money as possible. So we're going to go with the cheapest 6x4 short chassis that we can get for this particular truck. And that's going to take us down to 158. Okay, we dropped a lot of money off the original price, but, well, I don't know. I don't know where else can we strip money from? Oh, I know, the engine. Yeah, of course. So it comes with this engine. It comes with a 500 horsepower engine. Okay, we can definitely. Oh, yeah. Oh, check this out. We can just put this Cummins 444 in there. 444 horsepower. It's something to start with. First, I'm looking at the stats. Okay, it did not drop the stats too low. I mean, the bar's up here. It can still handle stuff. And we dropped it. Oh, crap. I think we can make this work. Okay, $10,000 more. Surely that's not a problem. All right. Next up, transmission. 18-speed transmission. And wow, it can actually take a 6-speed. Look, I'm trying to save money, but I want to actually I want at least like a 13-speed transmission. I mean, I want it. Yeah, we actually got decent in the truck analysis over here. This is actually decent. 13-speed. I'm going to go with a 13-speed transmission. I think we can make this work with a 13-speed transmission, but we still got to lose 6 grand. And there's still some things that I can do here. I mean, I just don't want to take it down to yeah. I think there's still some things that we can do. First, let's check out the interior. Yeah, we can shave $1,000 off if we just go with the gray interior over the brown. We can get the navigator, but I almost kind of want to run it without. I kind of want to run it old school. With no navigation and just really, truly enjoy it. That is kind of the idea here. So, yeah, I'm just going to run it with no navigator. Where else? Is there anywhere we can strip money from inside here? Carpet. Nah, it's the cheapest carpet. What about the seats? Oh, we can probably move some of this stuff down to aluminum. What about the tanks? No. Steps. Yes, we can save $1,000 by going down to aluminum on that. That's $1,000. And, speaking of going down to, let's check the wheels. We can go to, I want to keep them the same size. But yeah, we can save like $1,000 by going down to steel on the front wheels. Just and the rear wheels, let's put these down to 24.5-inch steel. Did I click it? Yeah. And 24.5-inch. Where did I choose those? Right here, steel. Okay. So now I'm starting to wonder. All right, so bumper. Is there anything on the truck I can just sell that I don't need? Can I sell the logo off the front? I can. $10. No, I don't think we're not that much of a pinch. $10. Okay, so here, there's some shiny chrome on the back. These fenders, I don't think so. Wait, speaking of shiny chrome, what are the fenders? Actually, yeah, totally. Yeah, I was like, those are some shiny chrome fenders. We can, standard fenders, I don't need those. 120,000. 120,000. What on this truck? Wait, what about the this back here? Another $500. Very nice. Standard back end. Okay, $1,000. All right, I got an idea. I think I know how we can do this. One more thing. The paint job. Surely this paint job costs a couple grand. No, it costs $800. But that's something though. This truck, because it's a mod truck, it has $1 paint jobbies. And so we can put, yeah, but I don't want it to look too fancy, though, is the thing. I don't want a fancy, super frilly paint job. Yeah. Oh, hey, you know what? I actually kind of like that, too. I mean, it's going to save us some money, and I actually kind of like that. It's kind of low-key, retro. Yeah, I dig that. That took us down to $119,000. Man, I cut this close. It just so happened that I wanted this truck, and I might just have enough money. Where else can I trim money off this guy at? Got the cab down, the engine, the transmission. I could put a 10-speed transmission on it, but I think we can actually get away with a 13-speed transmission. Is there anything this thing has that we don't need? We can probably save a couple $100 if I put these guys. 118,820. Okay, so we just got to lose $600. $608. That's good. I like that. That exhaust better anyway. It's shorter. Let me check one more look inside. I this is kind of my go-to here. I like this one. It's bigger. I can see the gauges inside of it better. I think that dropped us down. $5. Well, I like the steering wheel better anyway. We did save $5. Oh, wait, I bet we can just delete this. $118,000, $700. All right. Let me have a look. All right, I've gone over this thing with a fine-tooth comb, even looking at the sun visor, everything else, and we are, man, seriously $503 shy of it. So I'm going to have to downgrade the transmission. That's okay. 10-speed. 10-speed's doable. 10-speed's definitely doable. I just don't want to go to a 6-speed transmission is all. So we got us a Peterbilt 389. I like this. This challenge could not have come out better. This is the truck I wanted. And I actually don't have one of these. The truck I showed you on my main screen is a 379. So actually I don't have one of these. It's just different. It's the newer frame, and I want to use it for a heavy hauler. I've kind of looked at it, and I think it would do really good. I've looked at it in the truck configurator, well, yeah, this couldn't have ended better, and I got it for the money that we wanted. It actually leaves us a little bit of spare money to do something if I wanted to, but I think we're going to take it like this. Well, actually, I mean, as long as there is just a bit of spare money, let's tweak the mirrors. I do want the old school 379 style mirrors. Put some mufflers on the exhaust. I like that. Put a $10 license plate on here. And we can probably put some lights up here on top. All right, so I was actually able to put a couple things on it. Let's put a little bug deflector thing on there. And let's change the hood ornament. There we go. I was able to put a couple custom touches on it even. And you know what? We have enough. I like the old school 379 headlights because they just look cooler. They look a little more 1990s. I dig that. And they were able to still fit in a few $1,000s under budget. You know, yeah, let's go ahead and confirm. You know, I really kind of didn't think I was going to be able to do that. It was like, well, I mean, obviously, you know, and it's a lot of money to shave off that guy. So 389, and we're going to put this in, oops, we got space. We got 2 garages. I'm going to put it in the San Diego garage. And that slot there, it's our last slot, actually. So that's going to be under San Diego garage. Sweet. I want to drive it. I want to check it out. I definitely. Yeah, as it happens, that was also the last slot available. And this is right here, 0 miles. Now, of course, I could have just done another delivery or waited till one of my drivers, you know, came back with some money and then bought something really shiny. But again, you know, it's part of that whole thing that it's just more fun this way, because at the time this was all I could afford was to strip it down this way. And so, you know, I'm always going to remember this truck, you know, for that, right? And this is going to be a cool heavy haul truck. Let's see. Let's fire it up and see how it sounds. I have not driven this particular mod, this 389. Haven't driven it. Let's fire it up. All right, let's toggle our thing. How's our readout here? How does our readout look? Yeah, I haven't seen this dashboard running yet in this truck. It should look really just like the in-game 389 because they're both based off the same truck. I might want to adjust the seat position and stuff like that. Sure. Let's check it outside though. And let's see. Yeah, let's drive this thing. Oh yeah, so different engine. Just the 444 horsepower, the cheapest engine we could put in it. Oh, let's see how this guy drives. And no GPS, but that's something I wanted to do. I wanted a truck with no GPS because I wanted to drive it old school. I actually thought, I've been thinking, and I think it would be cool if, I mean, the game is accurate, you know, so get our old road atlas that I'm not using anymore, and use that to navigate, or just write down directions to where I'm going, you know. It didn't seem that long ago to me that we didn't use GPS. Oh, this is nice. This is very cool. Let's get it up to speed here. So this is going to be the new heavy haul truck. I got really cool plans for it, which actually I'll show you. I'll show you the cool the build for it. I kind of did. There's a truck configurator now. I'm just kind of trying the controls out here on it and just getting a feel for this. Yeah, with the truck configurator. All right, so this is pretty cool, and this is yeah. Before I go there, I just want to say this is really cool, and I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a really cool heavy haul truck, and I'll show you what I want it to look like with the truck configurator, which I don't know when they added this, or sorry, Truck Explorer. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, it's new to me. It must have I don't know if they added it in 1.5 or if it snuck in before. It must have come brand new with the 1.5 interface overhaul. So we can go here, and I'll show you kind of the build that I wanted to do with it. Okay, so this is what I had pictured, and I checked around a bit in the Truck Explorer, and you know, where you can just kind of see what certain mods look like, you know, just for free. You can just try stuff out. So this was my concept for a big rig heavy hauler. What do you guys think? Let me know. But this is where I want to take the truck eventually. This is how I had it set up here, and I thought like just this right here was what I wanted to get to. All right, so I got us a job. I figured, I wanted to try this truck out some, and what better way to try out the truck than to take it on a job? And it's not very it's not very heavy hauler ready yet, but I got us a good job for this old truck that I think it can do fine pulling other trucks. And yeah, I think it'll be fine. So we're gonna take 3 other trucks, some Western Star trucks, over to Nebraska. And you know, when you pick up like a heavy job that might be too heavy for your truck, it like asks you, are you sure you want to take this job? It didn't do that, so our truck must be totally fine for that. So I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to trying out the truck here. I'm just gonna go down here. So we're in Salina, Kansas, still where the garage is, and we're gonna pick up these trucks. And actually, I know where I'm going here. But once we pick up the trucks, I'm going to have to, well, use old school maps because, yeah, no GPS. I'm going to have to use old school maps to, I'm going to have to rest some too. But yeah, I'll have to use old school maps to, I'll find the route to get to, we're going to Sidney, Nebraska. And there should be an exit up here. It's an exit north of Salina. And there's a dealership here, which that's where we're picking up the trucks, and luckily we can also rest there. Well, I like the truck so far. Yeah, it seems like a good truck, and I still can't believe that yeah, $118,000. I'd never tried that before. I mean, I knew that by taking off parts you could lower the price, and I knew that some trucks come with a lot of options. The in-game trucks don't, you know. When they show you the truck in the dealership, that is the base model with all the base stuff. But this one I knew it had options, but honestly I never dreamed I could take, like, what was it? It was like probably like $70,000 off the price by knocking down, well, to be fair, by knocking off a lot of options. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rest. I think my character keeps yawning. I thought sometimes you can turn that off. Now, I've never turned it off, but there's an option to turn off the fatigue. I never have, because I have pretty much all the simulation stuff on. But I've thought about turning it off and just, you know, resting when I think I should rest instead of when it tells me I should. I don't know. And we're just going right up here on the right. There's a Western Star dealership. Now, without the GPS, I can't see like exactly where the load, you know, is. But since it's trucks, we know it's going to be at the dealership. And I'll just use a map, a paper map, to get where we're going. First, I'm going to rest up here in the parking lot. What time is it? 5:22 p.m. So it looks like we're going to get an early start in the morning. You know what? I'll just pull in here and park. It's a pretty good looking truck, I think. And I'm looking forward to, you know, upgrading what I can on it. And I'm looking to see how it you know, comes along as we upgrade it. And that's kind of the cool thing about this, I think. So I'll just rest here. All right, and we're getting a start at, well, I guess 3:24 in the morning. Yeah, sounds about right. That's fine. It'll be light, and it'll start getting light in about an hour and a half, something like that. Let's see, our load should be, yep, right there. Now I've got it on the precision, I forget what it's called, advanced trailer coupling or whatever. So we're that means the kingpin in the trailer actually has collision with the fifth wheel. So back up very carefully and hitch it just right. Not a problem. And I think this little truck is going to pull 3 big trucks, but yeah, that's what the well, I mean, obviously, I mean that's what it does, but it's like, it's funny because this truck is smaller than each of those, but obviously we'll be fine. All right, now precision, and yeah, a little. If you get it close enough, it'll notch in, but that wasn't quite close enough. There we go. We got that. Had a little trouble with that one, which is never the case. Let's reset my suspension height. I lowered my suspension down a bit to get under because I was having some trouble. All right, so we got us, and we got it articulated. Well, obviously it's articulated, so won't be able to back up. Let's go. I mean, the thing is, you know, the idea for this truck is I want to turn it into a, you know, a heavy haul truck for big loads. And this isn't out of its capabilities, but it'll get us started on that kind of feel for this truck. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to plot a route there, and we'll get headed out. All right, and I think I'm good to go. Luckily, it's not too bad because it's not too hard to figure out really, because we're going to a dealership, so I know where we're going, and I got the roads. And I've always used the GPS in the game, but I decided, you know, it'd be fun to not do it, and I thought it'd be fun to have a truck that didn't even have it. I just thought all these things would be fun because I used to drive around the United States a lot, and we never had GPS back then, so, you know, and everything here is so accurate that we should be able to use the signs. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take signs. Also, kind of knowing the roads helps a bit to Sydney. So we're going to go down here and catch I-70 and take that to 81 north, and then take that to 80 west towards Cheyenne, but we'll get off. All right, so up here we should take a right. It's, you know, it's really weird. You can look at it on the map, but then once you get here, everything looks a lot more, I guess, disorienting. Yeah, it's not as simple as it seems. We're going this way, though. This should be 70 west. Oh, I like this truck. Yeah, I've not seen it at night yet. I've not driven one of these. I mean, I've driven the in-game Peterbilt 389. This is a modded one, of course. And I've not seen the dashboard yet at night. Oh, it lights up pretty cool. All right, now this should be the sign for 81 north to, I'm not sure what town, I don't know, Belleville. All right, but yep, so we're on the right place. And we're going to follow this up for a ways. For a ways. Do I have a trip on this truck? Yeah, a trip would be, you know, I probably do. Once I get here on the freeway. Yeah, not using the GPS, I'm suddenly looking for tools I don't normally use. Let's get the... Oh, and I don't... Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going to have to watch the speed limit signs, too. And get used to a new truck. All very fun things. All right, so let's see. I should have a... I think there's a trip here, isn't there? Yeah, well... Not so much. Well, I'm sure that I do have, of course, at the bottom of the screen, I have the remaining distance, and that's enough to go on. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't checked out this dashboard a whole heck of a lot. I guess it's got a trip there at the bottom of the speedometer. Well, we'll be fine. It is weird running without the crutch at the GPS, though. But this will be a nice drive. The sun will be coming up here pretty soonish. The sun will start coming up. The truck sounds nice. This is you know, I built this truck. It was actually last night I built the truck, and I took it out on the road and said, okay, that's fine. And I was going to end the video there, but then this morning I was like, we should have a drive in there. Why just take the truck a block down the road and then call it? You know, then the whole video is just in the menus, and that's boring. So I got it this morning. I logged back in the game right where I was, and I'm like, okay, let's go on a delivery. So I say all that because what you were just watching, I recorded last night, and I don't exactly remember, you know, every single. What I mean is, I can't exactly pick up from exactly what I was saying because, yeah, it was last night, right? So. I think it was a Detroit diesel I put in this, is what I was getting at. I think it's got a Detroit diesel in it. I remember it has 444 horsepower. Definitely enough to pull these semis. It's going just fine. Oops, wrong button, there we go. Oh, I need to fix my... Yeah, sorry, I haven't fixed my seating position yet. Yeah. Well, how does the camera come by default? Oh wait, what's the sign up here? Slow down a bit. How does the camera by default go? Yeah, I want to adjust that. I mean, either I have the mirror in my view or I don't. I don't want half a mirror in my view. It's distracting. Okay, how much weight? Yeah, I got to think, how much weight do I have behind me with these trucks? Whew. Yeah, we're not on the freeway anymore, so people... Well, yeah, that's true. We're not on the freeway anymore. There can actually be stop signs and stuff. It's always easy to trip you up on these roads. Is he going to pull out in front of me? No, I'm not going to let him. I'm not going to give him the chance to think about it. Yeah, speed limit. No GPS screen to look at to find the speed limit. Should be signs for 80 west, but it's going to be 100 and so miles up here. Enough time to see the sunrise, come over the cornfields in Nebraska, which I don't know where that's going to be. When we start seeing cornfields, that's when we'll know we're in Nebraska. Actually, going north on 81, the sign that says "Welcome to Nebraska," there's a tractor parked next to a cornfield right there, and it says the "Welcome to Nebraska" sign. And my experience playing this game is that if it's that way in the game, that's because it's that way. They took it from a real life location. Yeah, right there's a tractor, there's a cornfield, Nebraska. That's probably exactly what the sign looks like and where it's at. Yeah. Oh, speed limit 70. Well, this is an external contract, so we can go 65. Kind of like it without all the the screens to distract me. And I haven't looked at this dashboard enough, not much yet, to see what gauges are what. Which reminds me, I should look to see where my fuel gauge is. And I have thought about one thing, is I can turn this off and just completely drive. And this is something I'm going to do, but for right now, I still want to see some basic stuff. For instance, I haven't even seen where my fuel gauge is yet. I haven't stopped to take a look at this dashboard and spot that. Oh, there it is. Right to the right of the info, I think. Yeah, there's the fuel gauge. I'd really rather refer to that stuff than the bottom bar of the screen. It's amazing how much more immersive the game gets when you kill that bottom bar off the screen. Well, for me, it's a bottom bar. I have it's a mod called Minimal Trip Advisor or something like that. I think a lot of people have it. It seems to be popular. But once you kill that off, it instantly becomes like 10 times more immersive. I mean, you don't need it really, especially since I know that we're good on sleep and we're good on fuel, and this trip is 420 miles or so. So I was going to say I wouldn't need either, but that's right. Not the other Peterbilt. No, the other Peterbilt can go 700 some miles, or it can go close to 1,000 miles maybe without fuel. This truck has small fuel tanks. I just realized that. Yeah, so I will have to keep an eye on the fuel, but again, there's literally a gauge right there, so I don't think we need that bottom bar for anything. But we're in Nebraska now, I know that much. However, there's no mile markers, so because obviously, the distances in the game are compressed. If there were mile markers in the game, they'd be so close together it'd be ridiculous. So understandably, there's no mile markers. That would make it a little easier to know where we're at, but at least we have everything else is right on. I just don't want to miss the turn to I-80 West. Man, I really like this truck. Before I got this mod, I bought one of the in-game Peterbilt 389s to make sure that I was going to like it. What is that? That is actually, that's the turn we want. How about that? Glad I saw that. That wasn't it there, was it? Well, I guess we'll know if we go over the freeway. Nope, it's right here. Boy, it's so... Yeah, there's a real feeling. When you turn off the GPS, there's a real feeling of getting lost, especially when you don't even install it on the truck. A real feeling of getting lost. Wow, I thought I was going to have to... Yeah, I kind of slammed on the brakes there. I wasn't sure I was going to make it. I keep forgetting that's a lot of truck behind us. Those Western Star 57Xs, yeah. think is what they are. Oh, my truck's rolling forward. Well, we need to get some space anyway. So anyway, I bought to see if I'd want to download this particular mod. I first looked at the in-game 389, and the second I sat in that truck, I was like, yes, I want to go get this third-party mod for it. And I was like, yes, I definitely want to. And I never drove the in-game one because the Peterbilt 389, it's one of the trucks where this used to be a thing for me. It's not a thing anymore, clearly. But whenever I sit in a truck, I always wanted to be able to see the mirrors there in my peripheral vision. I felt confined and trapped without being able to see the mirrors. I don't know. It was just a thing. So I never ever drove the in-game 389. But as I played the game and driven other trucks, I don't mind anymore. It's I got used to looking around my cabin. Whoops. And it's not a big deal anymore. So I've been driving some of the trucks that previously I wouldn't drive. It sounds like a silly thing, but I don't think I'm the only person. I think some people don't drive certain vehicles when you can't see the mirrors. But anyway, I got over that is the point. I got over that. And that's why I never drove the in-game 389. So I did finally try it out is the point, right? And then I was like, yes, I love this truck. And yeah, I like the layout of this and everything. I love I guess the defining thing with the 389 is I just love that long, straight, flat hood, which you don't see much from this view. But, well, that could just be my whatever way I'm seated in here. Oh, or, yeah, the fact that my truck was, yeah, I can see more of the hood now. I like seeing the hood in front of me. I might even take off the bug deflector. I don't know. I might, the parts on this truck I just kind of threw on there. Now, that said, this delivery, I forget exactly what it pays, but, oh, I should keep an eye out. I'm looking for 385, but it's going to be a ways. But that's the road we're looking for, is 385. Forget what I was saying. Yeah, I don't know exactly what this delivery is paying, but all the parts I want to put on this truck, the thing is, it was really a stretch to buy the truck. That's only because I just didn't have money right then. You know, I could have done a delivery like we're doing right now, or waited for one of my other drivers to make some money, and then I could have, you know, put whatever I want on the truck. Just like after this delivery right here alone would be enough to put a really good engine in it, or, you know, upgrade the looks or whatever I wanted all the way. But part of the fun of this is just limiting myself to what I put on it at a time. And I guess that's just experience, you know. I know that if I max out the truck right away, I'm going to have less fun with it over time. So I'm just going to buy, like, after this delivery, I'll, like, do something small for the truck. Probably go mostly for performance first. No, I think it's more important. If I want it to be a heavy hauling truck, I think it's most important that it can perform that way, you know, first, and then I'll work on the looks. But I don't know what this pays, but I just want to upgrade it a little bit, like, at first. But I guess, you know, every truck has its own little things that you like or whatever about it, and for some reason, for me anyway, this Peterbilt I really like. I think I like the 379 better. They're so similar. Really, the differences come down to the 379 was older, like in the 80s and 90s, I guess. Well, I know they made them in the 90s, probably the 80s, and everything's just more, a little more squared off, an old school style. Yeah, this, and really you see the difference in all. This has, yeah, well, they made these in the 2000s, and you can see, oh yeah, everything's made of plastic on the inside. I'm not a big fan of all the rounded, molded plastic on the inside, but yeah. But I mean, I like the truck, obviously. I chose this one to be a 389 and not the 379 because there are certain things about this that I really like. It's got the window in the back of the sleeper. Well, once this has a sleeper, it'll have a window in the back, which I think is really cool. The 389 has a slightly longer chassis, so this will have a slightly longer chassis, which I think would be better for heavy hauling. And there was a few things about it I liked better. Sydney 100 and sometimes those signs are hard for me to read when they get really up close. But it said Sydney, what, 119, I think, maybe? Something like that. So just a nice, pleasant drive down the freeway. Oh, how are we on fuel? We're, is that above half? I just need to get used to where the tick marks are on the gauge. Where's the half mark? I guess the half mark is the kind of, yeah, 12 o'clock. Something about it made it look crooked. It's not crooked. It's definitely 12 o'clock is half. I think it's the way the words are. It made it look cockeyed or something. Yeah, no. So we're a little over half a tank. We'll obviously have enough fuel to make it. Yeah. I'll slow down before that SUV causes a problem here. Never want to follow car, you know, in this, you know, yeah, you never want to follow the cars too closely, and that could just be it might not be a game thing. It could just be driving a semi. You need to really have more braking distance. A lot of times when I play, I tend to go into the mode like I'm driving a car, but it could just be a semi thing. At that distance I was following him, if he had braked, I would not have been fine. Well, we might need to use this way station. We might need to use this way station. I mean, it's... I know I just got over it. It's always how it goes, isn't it? I best be over here just in case. Yeah, just in case. So we're going to go... Oh, we'll find out how much our load weighs. Find out how much we weigh here. It doesn't feel too heavy. The truck's been performing fine with this. I haven't noticed like absolutely anything. Oh, it pops up a GPS. How about that? I didn't know that. That was unnecessary, but all right. And we are weighing in at 73,000 pounds. Well, the truck's not underpowered or anything. Yeah, it's not underpowered, but we're probably honestly right at what we would want for... You know, that's heavier than your average load. You know. Get back on the freeway here. Oh, should we stop and help? No, he's on his own, I think. Alright, I wonder how far we've got to go. There's a 178. You know, and not using the GPS, I might just actually learn this map pretty well. One would hope. Well, when I say this map, I mean America. I saw something on the... Well, I'm just reading the signs and stuff. Kind of hard to read today. It must be the way the light's hitting everything. Well, it's... Oh yeah, does this have a clock in it? One of my trucks is a clock. I'll have to look through the gauges later. No, I don't think one of them is. One of my trucks, it's a Freightliner that I've got, has an analog clock. It's kind of right there among the gauges, and it's easy to miss. I was looking to see if this had one. Oh, there. Oh, I think it said 120 something. All right, we still got a minute. But yeah, it has a one of my Freightliner has a analog clock, and it's just kind of thrown in there. It's easy to miss, but it's really cool, handy to have. I don't see one on this dashboard. So that said, since we've still got, well, it seems to me we might be about halfway there, and we're at half a tank. So I should probably get some fuel. Couldn't hurt. Now, without looking at the map, I guess we'll just have to visually look for one. That's kind of fun, right? You know, and I started this as kind of like a shakedown run for this truck, and as far as that goes, man, this truck is fine. I like it. Yeah, it's a great truck. I kind of want to fix the seating position in it a bit, you know, and I might tweak with some of the interior or, you know, some of the stuff that we see here, but entering Mountain Time Zone. So actually Sydney might not be that far because Mountain Time Zone is kind of in the west, like third of these Nebraska and Kansas here. If I'm just from memory, west Mountain Time Zone should be about the last third of the state. So we've got to be, you know, we're getting fairly far west is what I mean. Is there a fuel here? I'm going to say there is. Oh, I'm going to say it's worth looking. I mean, it looks like it could be a fuel station. Wait, this way. I think it said left. There's one right there. Well, then there is one right there, but I saw on the sign it said left. But you know what? Actually, yeah, I'm going to go this way because I definitely see one there. Oh yeah, and I must remember that we have 3 tractors behind us that I'm pulling. Is there no turn signal indicator on this? Oh yeah, it's right above the steering column. That is annoying. Well, because I was like, which turn signal do I have on? And then I remembered it's the same thing with the in-game 389, but of course that's because it's the same truck. Yeah, the turn signal indicator is almost impossible to see right above the steering column, and they don't want us to go that way. Of course, we can't use the obvious entrance. Why would... Oh, come on, guys. I'm not using a... Oh, you know what? That's just there for looks. Uh-huh. That's just there for looks. Well, the things you... the things I would have seen had I been using a map. Alright, so we're going to go straight ahead because the sign did say there was a gas station which I recognize as a fuel station in the game, and it said it was up ahead. Well, this is adventurous. Wait. Yeah, I think the fuel station's going to be over here. Okay, that is definitely one thing I don't like about the 389. Why would the turn signal indicators be where I can't see them? No clue. It's really not a huge deal because you can just tap it until it goes off, but it's a small thing, which also means, yeah, that's right, there's also no headlight indicator. You don't know which lights are on or anything like that either. I remember that from when I bought the 389 before I downloaded this mod. Should be no indication whatsoever of headlights other than your gauges light up. See, that's the clips. That's the headlights, but there's literally no way to tell which is which. Oh, the switch is over to the left side of the steering wheel. Yeah, if you can like vaguely see which one's pushed in. Yeah, whatever. Every truck has one thing that's not perfect. All right, so fuel pumps are up here. Look at our little truck towing 3 bigger trucks. Actually, they're kind of the same size, really. Man, I like this truck. I know I've said it like a billion times, but I just do. It's that feeling, you know, it's that feeling when you really like something, you just keep saying you like it. Yeah, I like it. Alright. Why does it pop up that stupid screen? I don't want their screen. It could be the settings I have here. It's probably because I'd had it partially toggled. Oops, I gotta hold it. I knew that. I have to hold the fuel pump. There we go. Now I may as well, let's get back on the road here. What's the easiest way out? Yeah, that way, I guess. Sure sounds good, that's for sure. Sounds really great from out here. Boring steel wheels on it, man. I had to downgrade. So we remember that. Well, of course you remember that. That was just a few minutes ago. For me, that was yesterday. I was just thinking, man, all those parts I had to downgrade just so I could drive this buy this truck. Good times. Now, where was the freeway? You know, it's easy for me to get turned around. It's easy to get turned around a little bit. Not necessarily, because I never used to. Again, in the days before GPS, you would find a gas station by if there was a sign for it or not, and then you would just get off the freeway, and then you would just get back on the opposite direction. I mean, I don't know. I just need to revert to my 1980s, 1990s common sense, right? Okay, so we have 81 miles left. That's why I was leaving that up there to check that. But yeah, I don't see any need for that bar down there. It's just a crutch, really. Could really, because of course the best thing about this game is just how incredibly immersive it is. That's why you play it. You know, it's just like driving across America. And without the distractions of the HUD, you really get to see and experience more of it and enjoy that stuff more. Yeah, that fuel station up there totally trolled me. I thought that was a place to get fuel. It's just for looks, though. I should have followed the signs to the logo that I recognized as an in-game fuel station. Alright, back on 80 West. That truck does sound good. Mess with the dashboard brightness. I'm not sure. Some of the gauges, the white is a little much. I'm not sure if that's the backlighting or if that's the backlighting brightness or if it's just, well, I guess I can try turning the lights off and see. No, I think it's just the way they are. The white is just really white is all. Yeah, the white is just really white. They're not too terribly bright. I want to roll my window down, hear the sound of this truck a little better. Oh, there we go. Sounds nice. I always like listening to my car when I drive, when I go on drives anyway. I don't usually listen to music. I usually just listen to the sound of the engine. I've driven the whole way across the United States with, well, I had a truck, I drove back and forth between here and Kentucky. Oh, we don't know where here is. Well, a long way away from there. A couple times. And that truck was my old 76 GMC. The thing didn't even have a radio. And all you could hear, even if it did, it wouldn't matter because all you could hear was the exhaust anyway. A big old loud truck. And I drove all the way across the United States just with the window down listening to that, you know. Now, I wasn't looking at that last turn, but when we were at the fuel station, it said 80 miles. I should have gotten over sooner. It said 80 miles, so I figured it could start looking in a little bit here. I guess I should start paying attention to the exits, but and the thing is, this truck and the 379, they're so similar that I can actually, if I decide I like the 379's dashboard better, I could actually, well, I could swap this same truck, but I could put a 379 chassis on it, and that would basically revert the whole truck to a 379, which the chassis, the body is really the only things that are different, and it would change. What I'm saying is I could have that dashboard. This dashboard has a lot of white on it. That's all I'm thinking, but I was just thinking, like, if I don't like this perfectly all the way, I could always make it like, whoops, the other truck. There we go. That's the road we're looking for. Well, it said 385. 385 is the road we're looking for. We're looking for a Western Star dealership, obviously, hence the trucks that we're pulling. Well, see, it says 17,239. Or it says, well, we're going to take it. We're taking it. I'm pretty sure this is the right place. Come on, truck. Slow down, buddy. I'm pretty sure this is it. Oh, I see why. Because it's 385 north of here and south of here. It's like some road called 17. It's a state road. Yeah, because the freeway kind of ends here. Or not freeway, but the highway. Yeah, we're in the right place. Now, I don't know where the dealership's at. Help me look for the dealership. Yeah, well, we'll turn left. If it's not there, we'll cross the street. But I see trucks over here. Yep, that's it. That'd be it. Sweet. Way more rewarding to find stuff that way. So much more rewarding. Yeah, here's the turn in down here. Oh, there's no... Oh, yeah, we won't have to back this in because we can't back this up. No, that'll make the delivery a little easier. And then when we pull up the options, it's always going to say, yeah, every time you have an articulated trailer that you can't back up, there's this option with a ton of XP that says, I can do anything. And it's always grayed out because, of course, you can't choose it. I think they just put it there to troll you. Let's have a little fun. All right, so we're going to park it up over here. I mean, even if there was a way to back this up, which if there is, I don't know, but there could be. Who am I to say? But you can't click that option. You never can, but it's always there. Okay, I don't need your stupid thing. All right. Oh, not you, obviously. I was talking to the game popping up that interface we don't need. All right, so I like this truck. I want to do cool things with it. In fact, as long as we're right here, yeah, we're at a place where we can modify it. Let's put something new on it, and then we'll call it here. So that is how you have fun. I mean, there's still so much fun you can always have with a game, even after hundreds or more hours. You know, for instance, this is a new save I started. See, it's only level 22. I started a new save, and finding new ways to have fun by doing fun new things with trucks. So let's go see, like, let's put something on the truck, and that paid us some money. We have some money now. And I was going to say, I didn't see any of our drivers make any deliveries while we were doing that, but I had the interface off, so I wouldn't have seen if they'd made money anyway. Can we go around this direction? Maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can go around this way to the front and take it to the shop. Maybe, well, one thing we should have, if we're going to do heavy loads, we should have beacons. Beacons would be definitely one thing. Of course, I wanted the kind of the key things is going to be the engine, the transmission, the chassis. We're going to need beacons for safety. I would say engine, but you know what? This engine pulled just fine. Like, so far, this engine pulled perfectly fine. I had no issues with it. And I say... It's actually, if you've ever done it, if you've ever taken a heavy load with a less than recommended engine, I think it's kind of fun, actually. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to put, let's put that chassis on it. We'll see how much it costs first, of course. So I want to me, kind of the thing that defines it as like a heavy hauler. We want the chassis for the 389 right here. I'd say that's kind of what, of course, it's going to want to throw in the cab and everything like that. But no, we're just going to keep the day cab. It's probably going to reset some of our options. Okay, so when I put the new chassis on it, it upgrades the whole truck to what it thinks should fit that chassis. So all I'm going to have to do is just downgrade the truck. I'm only going to have to do it once. It's just a necessary thing when we change the chassis. Okay, so it's going to cost more money than it looks like because we basically just got to buy a new cab to fit on this chassis. But again, it's just a one-time thing. And I was trying to figure out why is it costing so much money. Well, we just got to kind of rebuild the truck. New chassis, so we kind of got to rebuild the truck. But hey, that's cool. It's making it harder to upgrade. I can't just snap everything on at once. But I'm gonna put some beacons on here. I like the mirror beacons. I think that's kind of cool. We'll have mirror beacons for heavy hauling. And I think I got everything else set back the way it was. It's just costing a little more. But you know what? It's kind of like when I was first buying the truck and I was on a serious budget. We're still on that serious budget. Let's go ahead and put the oversized sign thing on here. That's cool. We'll have that on there. Ready for heavy hauls. And you know what? We got some money to play around with to do something else. I eventually do want a sleeper on it, but for now, let's run it like this. For the most part, it looks so long, but it's no longer than any other semi would be. I think it's just because the cab's short. Oh, we can do some fun little things, like we can put a little Peterbilt logo on the side of the hood there, and that all fits nicely in our budget. And made some progress on it. Still the same engine and tranny, but very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. I was able to do just a little bit to it with so now we have lift axle. Okay, so right there our lift axle is up. It's just like the slightest bit up. You can't even see it. I wonder if I hit a bump if it would roll. Well, regardless, right now the lift axle is, oh yeah, right there it hit the ground, it's rolling, but it should be up. So if I come over this crest here, let's see. I've never driven a truck with a lift axle on it before. Yeah, so right there the lift axle's off the ground. Okay, that's cool. See, right there the lift axle's off the ground. And then if we lower it down, oh, it's going to snap my steering wheel too probably. No. There we go. Now the lift axle's on the ground. That's cool. It's kind of hard visually to tell. I wonder if there's an indicator inside the truck. See, I'd never thought of that. Let's have a look and see if anything on the dashboard is going to change when I raise the lift axle. No, I didn't see anything. Well, that's cool. So I'll remember that. Well, that's pretty nifty. I never made a proper heavy lift truck, but now the lift axle's off the ground. As you can see, it's not rolling. Just it's catching here and there, but it doesn't have any weight on it. I guess the point is it doesn't have any weight on it, and that's what matters. Now that's how this truck works. And this, of course, is not an in-game truck. Maybe the in-game trucks are more visual, but at least that's how this particular one works. There's a link to the truck in the description below if you want to see which one exactly that I'm using. Either way, there's no weight on it, and that's the thing, is the weight on the lift axle is going to reduce your gas mileage, reduce your handling, but support more weight. And we don't need that right now, so it's up. With heavy loads, we can put it down. All right, so... Oh, that must be my... that must be my loan paid off. I'm wondering. I was just going to sign off, but let's go ahead and... I think that was the last payment of my loan, and oh no, that was me going into the negative. I was like, maybe it paid off the loan. No, that was me spending all the money on the truck, and then the loan payment came through, and wow, that's inconvenient now, isn't it? Yeah, there's still $177,000. I took that loan out originally to pay for the first garage and trucks, and this email is probably telling me your account is overdrawn. So it's not good news. It was bad news. Okay, free of charge. Okay, they're extending us some credit. Well, that's good because all we got to do is wait for one of my drivers to come through. We've got 5 drivers. All right, so that'll come through. But see, that's how close we cut it with this truck. Tell me what you guys think about this truck down in the description below. I really like this. Yeah, and I know pretty much everything I know about trucking is from this game. So if I got something wrong, you let me know, or opinions, anything like that. Guys, it's been real fun. I'm going to drive this truck some more, go on some more deliveries, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks so much.